Hello again, traders. Right, I decided to make this video as a sort of cheating way to respond to a question on YouTube. The person asked me, sorry, I forget the name, I should have looked it up and made a note. The person asked me, uh, could I sort of point him towards the basics? And I was tempted just to bring up the playlist basics and then suggest checking the 3CR and checking the 2B reversal videos and watching the RSI histo bust pullback break and close videos. And that person should still do that, and that person and any new person to what I do should use search carefully on both my Twitter feed and my uh, YouTube channel. But I realised that throughout the process, the last 8, maybe even 9 years now, sharing my progress on YouTube for those 8 years for free, and then also prior to that, doing tons and tons of work, um, totaling about 20 years chart screen time, and also all the stuff on Twitter as well since COVID. So apologies, guys. I do go into great detail with stuff, but it does change. And what I've done recently, because I was showing a friend or an acquaintance, should I say, but becoming a friend, um, the basics, and I even put the Sonic Dragon back on here. That's a very, very good thread. Sonic DJ on, I think it's DEEJAY Sonic. If you look that up on Forex Factory, the um, the stuff he did with the Sonic Dragon, the early stuff, not the stuff where someone took over and bastardized the channel. Um, it is bastardized the thread, I should say. It is priceless, and it's all about trends. And really and truthfully, that's what we trade here. So getting to the point, the basics, as it were, um, we are trading trends. There's swing 1, swing 2, swing 3, swing 4, the pullback, 5, the continuation. And that's what Sonic's 34 EMA band shows. And that's really what the 3 candle reversal shows in just 3 candles. So I'll try and explain that. Let's zoom into this a bit. There's 3 candles there. There's the little red one down, you can just see. There's the big green one there that you can see clearly. There's Aaron's Revelant 3CR alert indicator, if you like, there telling us. And then it should pull back, which it did, sort of gap back severely on that one small 5-minute candle, and then took off. And this is your uptrend, low, high, high, low, high, high. This was actually a 2 candle reversal. But here is a 3 candle reversal. This is the downtrend. Swing 1, 2, 3, swing back 4, continuation. And you can clearly see now the 3 candles, the penultimate low, the lowest low, in other words, the ultimate low, and then the break with a trend, low, high, high, low, high, high, pull back, and it doesn't continue all the time because this is in a very flat, right, running up to the end of the day. That's the new day starts there, Monday. This is Friday night. So that was a good example of a 3CR, but a bad example of a good 3CR, if that makes any sense. So I haven't checked this particular move up here to see whether it would be a 3CR. It should be a 3 candle reversal on the 30-minute candle, if I can explain that as well. So that's your penultimate low, that's your ultimate low, and what happened was we had a pullback and then a continuation, then a pullback, then a new continuation. So when I saw this on the 30-minute, because I start on H4, in fact, I'd drawn a ton of lines on H4 on this particular, well, all the N pairs actually, and then and then set about working out whether this red candle here was going to pull back further, or in other words, go opposite to the direction I wanted it to continue, as it were, because of this 2B reversal here. And if we look at the line chart, you can clearly see it. Swing 1, swing 2, swing 3, and that is VIX Sperandio's 3 swings, and we can clearly see now a level of support that this spiked through there clearly, which was a gap down as well. I purposely sit on my hands, close my eyes, hands over the eyes, whatever you want to call it, until at least midnight has passed, because the market's open at 10 UK time. I still trade in UK time, although I'm actually trading the Asian time zone. It's too much for me at the moment to get my head around 3 or 4 different time zones on charts. Apologies for that. So that's the basics, really. The answer to the question on YouTube, you've got to go through the basics, really and truthfully. I did mention this on my Twitter feed. If you're not a member of my Twitter, or not a member, but not follower on Twitter, then you will realize that I'm hammering home the simplicity of 2B reversals and 1, 2, 3 reversals. VIX Sperandeo, the god of my charts in reality. And unlike most other traders, I don't actually, I do credit the guy that comes up with these ideas. Maybe I've never researched it, and I have no need to. Maybe Wyckoff was before Sperandeo. I wouldn't have a clue. I haven't bothered to. I should study Wyckoff stuff, because it's the spring. I think it's the spring or something like that he calls it. But there's no need, really. Although, actually, saying that, you shouldn't cut corners with any aspect of trading. But Trader Vic's 80 odd years old now, and VIX Sperandeo, and that's enough experience in the markets for me to trust what he came up with, and it's fantastic. But I'd like to think, personally, I've made improvements on it. I've never read any of his books, so I don't know. I might be talking out of kilter, as it were, out of place. I do multi-time frame analysis now. So, this is a 2B over here. So this is a 2B inside a bigger 2B. You can clearly see that as well. There's the break of the support level there. And then we've come up and we've used old resistance as new support. In other words, the sellers that force this price down to this lowest point here have been exhausted and broken and retested by the buyers over here, and that's why it's gone up. So the ultimate target for this internal, what I call an internal or lower time frame 2B reversal, should be considered to be one of these, which is why I put my take profit over here. The ultimate, I'm only 1% left in this trade now, or not even that, 1 penny, pennies, more than 1 penny, but you know what I mean, pennies. And then we have the SS support and resistance, my good old die-hard indicator, that I just cannot take off my charts. Once I've got so used to just having it on there, it's naked without it. There are things that I've put on and taken off, multiple things actually, time and time again. The pivots have been on and off my charts dozens and dozens of times actually. The daily open level, the yellow level there, is something that has become more prominent on my charts because it is so powerful. I could go on with other indicators like the weekly open levels, the weekly pivots. I mean, the higher the time frames, the more powerful they are. But as a scalper, if I was a trend trader holding trades for longer, then I would go down that route too. But anyway, so this morning's trade wasn't the clearest of all trades for me to analyze, which is why I had to draw levels on all 3 yen pairs and really think about what was going on. I won't go deeply into that because that's not really the point of this video, this morning's trade and so on. You can clearly see it's a 2B. You can clearly see that the sellers were overwhelmed by the buyers here, and it's a 2B pattern. That's enough for me. So I hit that when the buyers were in control. Simple as that. And then you just use the lower time frame and multi-time frame analysis, and you can clearly see. Look at what that is there: a bust, pullback, break and close. That's the bust up. There was one earlier, but that would have been a trade executed A on the lower time frames, and B before I really want to be involved in the market. I want to be, midnight well out of the way. More importantly, even let it settle down for a bit longer. 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. But what time is it now? I don't even know. No, it's 1 o'clock. So midnight. Midnight's a good cut off. I remember actually now. Do apologise. I open up H4, and I can then see how long we've got to go on the candle instantly, or how long we've been open. So apologies, I do tend to use very, very basic, simple ways to crawl around the markets. And the H4 candle timing on the FX markets tells me exactly where I am. I'm 3 hours and 9 minutes into the new Monday, in other words. And that's it, simple as that. So yeah, it was H4 was into the second, just before the second hour closed, I think, and that was good enough for me to consider the trade. There's a ton of small nuances that I could share with you, but about this particular trade. But I've done that on a couple of previous videos, the two most recent videos. This was all about showing you how we use the RSI. And really, I've got the TMA that I like a lot, but it can confuse things for newer traders. And my target audience now really is newer traders, because in terms of wanting to help, because all the people that have followed me for years, appreciate you following, your support for the years and years that you have. Know that all you really need is a couple of months to accept what I consider to be one of the better ways to trade. And I think this is probably going to at least test that high there. So let's put that on, that open close. And but remember, it's a zone. So if I was trading this with big money, holding this trade, then I've done the right thing and I try to take every trade in the same way every time, whether it's small money, runners or whatever. Handle them all the same, because I intend to teach myself to hold trades for longer. But as it is, if I can find a trade virtually every H1 and M30 trade, virtually every one, especially when they're near the H4 open close, then that's all you really need. And I know I'm rambling, but everything has a good point. I think that scalping and being able to find trades almost any time of the day, because all you're going for is 5, 10, 15 pips, is in itself a way to deal with FOMO, fear of missing out. Because I had to teach myself a way to be able to sit down at the charts any time of the day I wanted. That was the whole point of the 3CR. And avoid sitting around, just like I said this morning. That's a coincidence as well. Waiting, I don't want to be sitting in front of charts from the open of the ringing bell, as it were, the 10 o'clock open PM, and biting my fingernails waiting for a trade for 2 or 3 hours. I want to know that I can open my charts at midnight in the UK, as it were, which is about 6 a.m. here, I think, something like that, 7 hours ahead, whatever. I can open my charts and find a trade within 15 minutes of that hourly close or whatever. So I can do my analysis. I've done all the long hours of staring at charts. I've made all the mistakes that you make because you open your charts at the wrong times of day, as it were, and this is the progress you make, but it can't be rushed. So as I was saying just now, newer traders need to understand that once they've found a solid method, and I've posted thousands upon thousands upon thousands of 2B reversal pattern trades, and the improvement, in my opinion, the 3CR, and then made improvements on both of those by being able to visualize them on multiple time frames, right down from the monthly to the M1 and below, and then added this priceless momentum indicator. And I said the other day, I cannot quantify the thousands and thousands of, or hundreds, hundreds and hundreds of hours, because I've only had this on my charts since COVID. What's that? 2020, so it's 5 years now. Prior to that, I tested all sorts of other stuff: CCIs, MACDs, always histograms, always like a traffic light system. You can't take a trade when, in my opinion, this is red. But the red is telling me that if it does the bust, pullback, break and close thingamajob, then that traffic light tells me go, go, go. And what happened when this turned from red to strong momentum? Go, go, go. And there you go. So apologies for the ramble, guys. To the person on YouTube, I hope this has covered what you need. Use your search. This is the basic stuff here now. And I will be doing live streaming sessions to educate, not to call trades in front. That is the opposite of what traders need, in my opinion. No one will ever become a long-term trader just sitting in other people's trading rooms and waiting for them to call a trade. Signal service, there's some great signal sellers or signal givers even. We've got some free ones that I follow. I don't use their services, but they are good people and good traders. But if you follow them, fine. If you pay them, fine. They deserve to be paid, in my opinion. But don't expect to be making a living trading in 5, 10, 15 years' time. You have to teach yourself to trade. That's all there is to it. Sorry for the preach, guys. Have a good day, and I'm done. I'm done for the day. Obviously, I'll walk, eat, swim, whatever, and pop back and see if I can find a trade. But I don't need to. That's the point. And no one needs to when you can teach yourself to trade 24 hours a day. Anyway, it's a job. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.